Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and happy birthday to me. Yes, today, the day of this recording, June 20th, was my birthday. Thank you to anyone who's reached out to wish me a happy birthday, and, if you're seeing this 50 years in the future, this is how people celebrate their birthdays. I was able to go by Toys R Us, and I was able to pick up the one-step figures that we're going to look at right now. Heatseeker and Strongarm. We're starting off with Strongarm. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another one-step Strongarm figure. Well, to be honest, there's only been three. That weird swiveling one that had the really thin and weak arms. The second one that was eventually retooled into Ratchet that had the flip-over mechanism. And now this one. Now this one is painted a little bit differently. And you might be asking yourself, Chuck, why is it painted like this? Well, the best I can explain is that this version of Strongarm, which is released under the Combiner Force subline, is painted the way it is to resemble the Strongarm that comes with the Team Ultra B set. Technically, these should be on the shelf at the same time, and I'm sure in the not-too-distant future, they will be. But as you can see, the blues are matching. There is a bit more paint detail on this figure, in a way, because whereas that middle light isn't painted, it's painted here. But, so yeah, that's what I think is the reason why this figure was released. It does have that split open transformation that we saw in the Bumblebee figure we took a look at some months ago. Basically what you do is, with the vehicle mode facing in this direction, there's these little fins right here you just want to grab, go ahead, and split the figure open. Now, I should mention on mine, on a few occasions, I've had the head not flip back all the way. But folding it open, you do have a nice white underbelly of Strongarm with the 5mm pegs, and then really just quickly bringing in the Ultra Base figure. You can see that there's a very different basic paint scheme. So, I do believe that this figure is meant to represent that Combiner version in a more transformable, articulated design. So, to go back, you just want to bring the arms back down to that neutral position and just close the sides up. There is a peg here at the bottom that will peg everything together. And there you have Strongarm back in its vehicle mode. So we'll pause and take a look at Heatseeker. Okay, here's Heatseeker. Heatseeker is one of the Stunticons. It was actually, I believe, the first Stunticon we saw in the RID cartoon, and much like Strongarm, is basically a larger scale version of its Combiner Team Menasor design. As you can see, very similar paint job. They even have the details there on the side. I actually think this is a closer approximation than Strongarm was, because I really see similar details, even though to my eye it looks like the Combiner Team version of Heatseeker is a little bit darker. Now the transformation, if you remember a few minutes ago, I mentioned how Strongarm's second version had that flip over type of design, and this has the same type of transformation, but unfortunately, and I don't know if it's widespread, but the gears aren't exactly lined up, because what should happen is, as we go ahead and pop this open, the chest should come up like so, and then swing back down. Unfortunately, it doesn't, so I have to come in here, and pushing the chest down will push the arms out, bringing the head up. And then while holding the chest in place, I can bring the arms down. Unfortunately, as you see, it really doesn't hold. The arms can rotate forward, but yeah, it's a problem. I don't know if in the springs or in the basic design. And then going ahead and let me just transform Heatseeker here real quick. As you can see, it's basically the same type of design. The face is much better, which is usually the case with these simplified figures. The head and face designs are much, much better. But you can see that it's basically the same paint layout and same basic chest design. Now, to transform it back, again, you bring the arms back down to that neutral position, swing them up. That kind of helps, and then unpeg the panel from the back, and as you saw there, that will swing everything out. And see, it's right there, something sticks, but bring it back over, and you know, you'll get it back into its vehicle mode. Once again, I don't think we're going to see a Warrior class version of Heatseeker. There is a Legion class version, so I think in terms of larger scale, this is about as good as it's going to get. So we'll pause, and we'll be back with my final thoughts. Why I find Strongarm and Heatseeker to be, you know, fun little desk toys. Unfortunately, I think the RAD line has kind of stalled when it comes to the one-step changers. And I'm just not seeing the innovation in terms of transformation. I mean, Blur was a fantastic figure with a brilliant transformation that really went somewhere. Maybe if it wasn't for the fact that these two happen to be a little fiddly, I'd enjoy them better. But if you're only going to get one, I think go for Heatseeker. And then, online, see if you can track down the second version of Strongarm that features the same transformation style as Heatseeker. I think overall, that's the better version of Strongarm. As I mentioned, I picked these up at Toys R Us, and these were actually the only new and current Transformers figures they had outside of a couple, one movie exclusive set and some other movie figures. So, it's actually the second time I've gotten lucky like that at Toys R Us. So yeah, this is your old pal Chuck for Strongarm and Heatseeker. We will see you next time.